Good morning, ScrappyShak fans. I'm so excited to see you today. I know I saw a lot of you on Thursday on our Tim Holtz Live. I think we had the most number of people that we've ever had before on the Tim Holtz Live. So I hope the Tim Holtz Recycle Live. So I hope you all had a great time with that. And then wanted to talk to you real quick about the Tim Holtz Recycle Live. We talked about, if you weren't there on Thursday, and if you haven't watched the recording, we talked about the possibility of doing a craft along with me live every Thursday. So let us know in the chat, pop in the chat and let us know if that's something that you would like us to do, just to craft along with me every Thursday. And Diane is all excited about doing that. And so if we start doing that, it won't be until mid-June. So our next Tim Holtz Recycled Live is June 19th. And then if we start doing them every week, we'll be doing it after that. But just pop in the chat or shoot us an email or a text and let us know if you'd like us to do an every Thursday evening craft along with me. So I hope you all had a good time with that last week. We had a great time with that. Very exciting. Going to go through, like we usually do, a few announcements. We don't have a lot because let me tell you something, guys. May has been the busiest month ever.
May has been exhausting, and it's only halfway over.
I know. We're all snippy with each other this week, but we all love each other, so we all know that it's okay. And Emma is wearing rainbow shoes. So
I do have rainbow shoes. Can you see them?
I don't. Oh no! What turn? Oh, there you go! Yay! There they are. So, how can you not smile when somebody's wearing rainbow shoes, or as we call rainbows around here, renabos? Long story behind that, but we call them renabos. So anyway, how can you not smile when you have rainbow shoes on, or when you see somebody with rainbow shoes? That's what I think.
In other words, that's the only thing that's made Melanie smile all week. I kid.
I don't think she's really kidding, but it's okay because physician, know thyself. I know who I am. I get it. The question is, does everybody else realize that they're in the same mood? I don't know. Actually, we had an amazing event last Saturday evening. For those of you who were able to join us for the anniversary party for the Kilman Gallery. So we had an amazing time. We had almost 200 people show up. And so it was amazing. We did some great fundraising and it was a wonderful time. So we'll be doing some more events, not that big, but we'll be doing some more events in the future around that as well.
And
so
huge thank you to our staff.
Yes.
CND for all of their help.
Yes.
We couldn't have done it without them.
Oh, absolutely. The food, let me tell you guys something. The staff and the volunteers did all of the food for this event, all of it. And so it was just incredible. It was probably more beautiful and tastier than if we would have had it catered. So super thankful and grateful for all of the help that we had. And thank you to Joanna McNally, who actually ran the show for us. So it was amazing. It was beautiful. We had one of our artists came in yesterday, Greg, and he and his wife were here, and they said that they could not believe the way we transformed the classroom. It didn't even look like a classroom. So that was really awesome. So anyway, thank you for that.
And the show does go on until June 22nd. So if you were not able to make it to the opening, still come by and see. There are tons and tons of gorgeous art pieces that have been specially brought in for this show. So stop by anytime from now till June 22nd.
Yeah, beautiful pieces. As a matter of fact, we were so busy getting ready for that show that I never really had a chance to look at the pieces. And so I think it was Sunday after the show, Diane and I were in here just doing some crafting and stuff. And I had an opportunity to go look at the pieces, and they're amazing, just beautiful. So come take a look at them if you're local. Okay, do we have any classes coming up? I'm not sure.
It's full. We can switch over.
Okay, go ahead.
So yeah, it looks like our only class between now and Nashville is our pottery class, and I believe it is already full.
It is sold out. So we don't have a lot to show you over there. We do have, hey guys, we do have an extra ticket available on the Seth After retreat. So go ahead and get yourself put on the wait list. I think we do have one person that went on the wait list yesterday, so we need to call her. But I think we do have a ticket left. So if you didn't get a chance to get a ticket, get yourself on the wait list and we will get you all taken care of. So I think that's the only, why are we so busy and so crazy this week? Because we are having our pop-up show in Nashville next week. Yes. So
on the
28th, right? So a week from Wednesday, guys. Remember, we're going to have our pop-up show in Nashville. It's going to be open to the public on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And go ahead and take a look at our Facebook site to see that post that talks about the hours that we're going to be open to the public. So it's going to be open just to attendees on Wednesday night. But then Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, we also have public hours. So if you're within driving distance of Franklin, Tennessee, we would love to meet you and we would love to see you. So come on out and see us. We've had a lot of people mention that they're not going to the retreat, but that they are coming to our pop-up shop. So we're super excited. We're going to have
the whole store with us.
We are the entire store. So we're going to be closed. We need to get a post out for that next week.
Our brick and mortar.
Yep. The brick and mortar is going to be closed all next week. Week after. I keep getting that confused. Not next week. We'll be open next week. But we're going to be closed from Memorial Day. So the 26th, I think. So we'll be closed Memorial Day and then that whole week. And then we'll open up to regular hours the following Thursday. So the gallery is going to be closed as well because we are packing up our entire store and taking it to Nashville. So we're super excited. And in Nashville, guys, we're going to have make and takes going on the whole time. The whole time that the store is open, we are going to have make and takes happening. So, and they're going to be free, no charge. So come and do a make and take with us or do 2 make and takes with us and shop and meet us. We would love to meet you if you're within driving distance. Hey, and driving distance can be any distance, couldn't it? Like if you're in California and you want to come visit us in Nashville, come on. Suzanne. Is Suzanne on this morning?
I'm not pulling up. I don't have a chat right now.
Okay.
Let's see.
Okay.
I'm not seeing her yet.
All right. Well,
Suzanne, let us know if you're here.
Yeah, let us know.
I
don't have my chat on either. Can I just turn it on right here? Right, let me see. Oh, there we go. Oh, so Diane says cute roomy. I think she means your shoes. Yeah. Hey, Margaret, how are you? Teresa's on. So excited to see all of you. I'm glad I pulled my chat up. Yay, everybody.
Another note on Nashville.
Yeah.
If you guys are stopping in our brick and mortar store this week and this coming week, you might notice some changes as we are preparing. We're going to be moving all of our products from their homes onto mobile racks.
That's right.
So you may be shopping in our classroom.
Right.
Days. So if you do stop in between now and Nashville, it might look like a hot mess, but we are still open.
We are open and all the products are going to be available to you. They just may be on the mobile racks, right? So yeah, exactly. So come in and join the fun. I mean, we're actually, it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be lots of fun. We're building racks. We're doing all kinds of amazing things. So come and see us. Okay. So it's already 9:13. I promised Barbie that I would be quick. So let me get into our new product showcase. Guys, we only have a few new products to show you this morning because Barbie has like the coolest demo and she needs the full 30 minutes. So I need to get through this stuff fast. Okay, so new products. We have the Stamperia background selection of a vintage library. Guys, look at this. We ordered a whole ton of them yesterday. They came in last night at like 3:00 and we've only got 3 left. Right. The staff pretty much bought a bunch of them. And then we had some customers in that did too. Look at these papers. Oh my goodness. Look at this. Looks like little edges of the book. I don't know if you can see that well, but
flip it over.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's beautiful. Just beautiful.
Oh, even the cover sheet, the back of it's that wooded.
It is. Yep.
I love it.
Yep. I do too.
Waste not, want not.
That's right. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, so this is 1639. You get 10 double-sided sheets of vintage library. I just love this. And oh my God, I just love it. Okay, I gotta stop talking because Marby will yell at me. All right.
I love you, Daddy.
Okay, so then we just got these into, these are really cool. So a lot of companies are starting to do these fun little blending brushes. Can you zoom in a little bit? A lot of companies are starting to do these fun little blending brushes. I never know which way to go with the camera. There we go, just like that. But I'll tell you what, We Are Memory Makers is doing 6 of them, 3 large and 3 small for $14.99. That is one of the least expensive brushes I've seen. And look at these brushes. They are just amazing and incredible. They're great for ink blending, amazing for stencils to get in those little nooks and crannies and stuff. Oh, I'm not really showing it. Amazing. Look at them. They're $14.99 and you get 6 of them, 3 large and 3 small. I love these guys. They're so cute. So cute. So We Are Memory Makers was bought out by American Crafts, and American Crafts has now been bought out by Nicole Brands. And Nicole Brands is actually one of the main distributor that we use. So we're getting a lot to see a lot of this stuff. As a matter of fact, the demo is going to be a We Are Makers demo for you today. So I just wanted to show you that. I love these. They're so fun, and they're just these great little brushes. And you get 6 of them for $14.99. So really great deal. All right. Then, guys, we got in 2 of these new 49 and Market big picture album kits. We've had these before, like we've had the Christmas ones in here, and they sell really, really well. We got 2 of them in. We got a Vintage Artistry Moonlit Garden, and then we got the Kaleidoscope in. So they're $49.99. This one says $49 and this one says $49.99.
Yes.
Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. So this one's 99 cents more. So this one's $49. This one's $49.99. But let me just show you. I'm not going to open this one, but I'm going to just show you what you get in this big picture album kit. They're so cool. Look, first of all, the box is gorgeous. Okay, the box is just gorgeous. But then inside, look at that box. Oh my gosh, so pretty. Oh, love it. Okay, so then on the Kaleidoscope, this is the album that you get, the album cover, just like this. Isn't that pretty? And then, hey Lynn, how are you?
What's the coupon code today?
Oh, coupon code is Pocket 20. Pocket 20. You're getting 20% off everything today. And that's good through tomorrow, right? Yes, good through tomorrow. All right, so you get this album kit, and then you also get instructions that tell you how to create the spine and how to create so you can adhere your pages. You get this big, gigantic piece of ephemera and little journaling notes and all kinds of fun stuff inside here. Then you get a big pack of paper and cutouts here and another big pack of paper here. So it is actually enough to do this entire album. Let me show you the best part of this whole thing is they give you tremendous numbers of ideas. Look at this. So page 1, look at this. They give you 4 different ideas for page 1, 4 different ideas for every single page, or you can make up your own, but look at this. You can do it.
It's a great guide for even future projects. If you decide not to use that
in the album.
this one,
Yeah.
something.
Yeah, I mean, these would be great, even scrapbook layouts, guys. You know, they're just great little sketches that you can use for layouts, but it's really, really incredible that you get. So it's a really great deal. You get everything you need to create the album or whatever, and great inspiration and great ideas. So $49 and $49.99. And you get your, this is, looks like about 8 by 8. Does it say on the outside? Yep, 8 by 8.
8 by 8.
Yep. So you get the printed chipboard album cover, 12 inside pages with the spine hinge, 8 double-sided sheets of 8 by 8 cardstock, 10 sheets of laser cut elements, 56 die-cut ephemera pieces, 2 sheets of 8 by 8 washi strips, and full printed directions. So, and 20% off today and tomorrow. So That's right. Pocket 20. And you'll know why pocket in a minute. All right. So then the second to the last thing that I have to show you is we have brought in, yes, we have brought in Catherine Fuller inks, guys. Catherine Fuller inks. We've got about 25 colors to start. Look at that flirty fuchsia. Oh, awesome. We've brought in about 25 colors to get you started. Look at that. 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 All the colors. We have all the colors of Catherine Fuller inks. No.
We have all we have
all of the 25. We have all of the 25 that we ordered.
If you're looking for another specific color though, send us a message.
Yeah. Of course, we can get you whatever color you want. We're starting off with these 25 and they're already selling. We really haven't even advertised them yet. And they're already selling. So we're already getting big orders of them. I don't know if you guys know anything about Catherine Fuller inks, but let me give you a little bit of background on them. So Catherine Fuller inks are similar to a distress oxide. So they blend nicely. They're juicier than an oxide, but not quite as creamy as an oxide. So the actual ink pad itself, which I have one here that's open.
And what kind of ink?
So this is a dye ink. So with the dye ink, remember that can be water activated with the dye ink. So like an oxide, it's just like an oxide, it's water reactive. Okay. And I'm going to show you some swatches in just a minute. But my favorite part about these, there's two things that I love about these inks too. One is the colors are incredibly vibrant, incredibly vibrant. So, you know, the distress oxides are very creamy and very opaque, but more on a matte side, you know, and not quite as bright. These guys are bright and vibrant. And the second thing I love is, let me tell you something, that ink pad, I don't know if you're going to be able to see what I'm talking about, but that is a beautiful, the pad itself is amazing. And look at the amount of ink I just got on that, just by barely touching it. So it's super juicy. Really, really nice. I'm going to give you a quick demo on using this one, but Diane and I did some swatches this weekend just so people could get kind of an idea. The one that I was just showing you is the Juniper Mist. And how we did these swatches is this bottom part here is just smooth, and then we water reacted this top part. So this is the Juniper Mist. And I know you can't really see how beautiful and bright that color is on the camera, but trust me, it's amazing. This one is called In the Park. Look at those colors. Just gorgeous. Oh, you talk about bright and beautiful. Look at Mardi Gras. Again, you're not really getting how bright they are, but look how bright that is here. I'm not on the camera.
Oh,
but
yeah.
Yeah, isn't that amazing?
It looks like it's very similar to what's on the cover of the actual.
Yeah. So here's the Mardi Gras.
Yeah. I really appreciate that because sometimes you get inks that look like it's one color on the outside and then on the inside it's just wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that just tells me, just by looking at the covers of them, what color they're gonna be. They're true colors. That's great.
Yes, Diana, I'm gonna show your favorite color. It's the Orange Twist. Ooh. That was Diane's favorite. She was so excited. Jamie, which color do you love? Tell me. You said I love that color. Which color do you love? Let us know. And then this one is Limoncello. Right here. Yeah, so they're very close. I didn't even notice that before. Good job, you. And then we have Pebble right here. And Twilight, but I don't see oh, here it is. And Twilight those are the ones we swatched. We didn't get to all of them, but it is beautiful. So what is our price on these things? $7.99. And then just this morning, I was just doing a quick demo with the Juniper Mist. And so this just kind of shows you how pretty that is. I mean, this could make a beautiful midnight sky. And you see how I went from the dark to the light on here. Just, it would be really pretty. you know, for a midnight sky. There's $7.99.
There are 7.
We also do have all the refills for all of these 25 colors. And I'll tell you why we picked these 25 colors. Because at the National Craft Retreat, the classes that people are going to be taking there, they're going to be using these 25 colors. So that is why we started with these. These are what are called the party colors. We are going to be looking at getting some of the other colors as well, the other color families as well. But for now, we have the party colors and we have 25 of them in stock. And as Emma pointed out, please let us know if you are collecting them and you're looking for more colors, because we now have an account directly with Catherine Pooler. Let me tell you something, guys. They are so amazing to work with. We've had some other ink companies that have not been so amazing to work with, but Catherine Pooler, they are so nice and so easy for us to work with.
That makes such a difference.
It does. So we love those. And then the last thing, hey, Goblin, are you ready? I told you I'd be ready by 9:30. You didn't believe me. All right, so the last thing I want to show you, and we're going to be showing you more and more of these individual pieces now that Nicole Craft Brands has bought American Crafts and we are memory keepers. So we are memory keepers. We've got the punch board. This one is $29.99, and this is a pocket punch board. Now you might go, what do you mean? What's a pocket punch board? Well, that's what the Goblin's here for. So again, it's $29.99. You get 20% off, and I'm going to turn this over to the Goblin so she can show you the amazing makes that she made last night. This thing came in at like 4 yesterday afternoon, and Goblin took it home last night and figured it out. And she's going to tell you a little bit about what she saw in some of the videos as well. I think we're going to make our own how-to video on this one. All right, so I'm going to turn it over to Goblin. Look at that, 926. Are you proud?
Yes. A little surprised. I wasn't ready. I was like, doing other stuff. Okay, guys. So some of these are not perfect. They were my first attempts last night. But I got this teeny tiny little big pocket. This, if you're going to do the one with flaps, and there's one with a notch instead, but if you're going to do one with flaps, I recommend the double-sided paper. It just makes it a little bit more fun. And this one I did same paper, but just reverse the inside and the outside. So you can see there's completely different sizes, completely different looks just by turning the paper inside out. And then I practiced with some silly little book pages. Got a couple little, now these I think would be fun, like in a junk journal, if you inked the edges and, jazz it up a little bit. I will say though, these particular book pages were very thin, like almost old-fashioned Bible thin. And it was not fun to try to score those because I would start to score them and they would like bunch up. And I was like, okay, this is what? So you don't need a thick cardstock, but
super thin papers, maybe.
Yeah, I would say at least copy paper. So here's what the notched one looks like. Just with the notch punched out in the top, and all of that stuff is in the I'll show you how to do it all. Hang on. So here I was proud of myself. I got the directional paper to go in the right direction and do my thing. And this one is actually from the same paper. This is actually from the library collection that Melanie just showed you a couple minutes ago. It's one of the pages in here. And because I had new paper and I had a new punch board, I had to use them both, right? So anyway, this is with the flap and the red on the outside, and this one is with the notch and the blue on the outside. And if I pop that open, you could see the red paper there on the inside. That's the same thing. And they're totally different sizes because this I just did from a piece of paper that was left when I cut this one. This one I cut specifically to fit a ScrappyShak gift card. Okay. And I mean, it fits. It's nice and snug as a bug in there. There's only like 1/8 of an inch on each side.
So this like totally does fit.
Oh yeah, you could use these as little envelopes. So let me tell you what I'm going to do with them. I am making a genealogy book for my daughter. We found all kinds of fun stuff in our family history. And anyway, you cannot put a giant family tree on a piece of paper. You know, once you get to like great-great-grandparents, you have expanded too far. And like my dad was one of 11 kids, and my husband has a cousin with 11 kids. And so, you know, you start getting mom and dad and 11 kids and their spouses and their kids, and you are off the page. So some of the information for her, I was going to just like put little envelopes around the page and tuck it in and label them and things like that. So anyway, let me start. And I did this one this morning just to rewarm myself up. And it again is just to fit a gift card. But you can make them all different sizes. So let me start by showing you the board. Actually, let me start by telling you my woes from last night. So here was the thing, you guys. There are a lot of people who make YouTube videos about crafting who want to experience things firsthand with their viewers. And so I saw tons and tons of videos where people started with this still in the package, and they were like, let's learn how to do it together. Well, that's great. But the actual process itself is not difficult, but the directions are a little hard to understand. And so, you know, we'd get 10, 12 minutes in a video and people be like, wait, why didn't that work? And so I watched so many videos of how it doesn't work that I finally got it to work. But this is your board. I'm going to give you a quick introduction to the board and stuff, and then we will get started. We'll make a couple real quick, and then I'll be on my way. All right, so it comes with a set of directions. It does have pictures. It's just, I think, a confusing word choice. The bottom of the board has two things that are very important. One is your bone folder for working with, and the other is this little pouch that has your directions in, your numbers in. Okay, and so it tells you there are several columns. Okay, this is if you want your pocket to be this size, and it gives you all kinds of size choices from a 1.7 by 1.7 all the way up to 4.25 by 6.25. Okay, then the next column is where you're going to put your guide labels. And that's these little doodads, and we'll talk about those in just a second. And then the third column is, okay, this is the size of paper you need if you're going to use the flap. And the last column is this is the size of paper that you need if you're not going to use a flap and you're just going to cut the notch instead. And then on the other side, you've got the same thing, but in French, maybe. Oh, and maybe centimeters. Yes, this is centimeters. So this is your inches side. Okay, so you've got that. That's important. Now, the other things that you have are, this is your actual notch punch that you turn this way, insert your envelope, and then punch it, or your pocket, and punch it down to get that little notch. And then here is where we're doing all of our cutting and trimming. All right, so a couple of important things. You have two of these little blue pieces, and it is important which direction the arrows point. All right, I want you to think of this little rectangle right here where you've got these score lines, where you actually have the little We Are Makers insignia. Think of this little rectangle as your workspace, and your arrows need to point towards your workspace. All right, so when I put one up here, it's going to point down, and when I put one over here, it's going to point to the right. All right, so next up, I'm going to do another one this morning. I'm going to do one of each. I'm going to do one with a flap and one with a notch, and I'm going to do it to fit this gift card. Now, the gift card itself, I've got my measurements here. The gift card itself, let's see if I can get it where you can see it, is 2 1/8 by 3 1/8. So I'm going to make the envelope 2 1/4 by 3 1/2, which gives me just enough room to slide that in. And if I wanted to make it bigger, I could, but you know, I can make it nice and snug, so I'm going to. So I'm looking for my envelope size to be 2 1/4 and 3 1/2. And I have gone ahead and highlighted that here for us. 2 1/4, 3 1/2, and it tells me that my guide labels need to be at B1. So let's talk about that really quick. Your numbers are up here. 1 is closest, 2 is in the middle, and 3 is farthest away.
Are those labeled on the actual
Yes, there is. It is etched in there. So if you wanted to,
You could show something.
yeah, let me grab some of this. Oh, do we have anything?
I think.
Oh, those are not the
since
other
those
ones.
are the
All right, let's.
water activated, they're probably not gonna work.
Okay.
for us.
Well, anyway, if you could find like the black VersaFine or whatever. But anyway, it's very clearly labeled 1, 2, 3. And I'm by very clearly, I mean, I'm an old lady. I need my glasses for it, but I can see it. And then this is A, B, C, D, E, F. All right. So the farther away your little blue guides are, the bigger piece of paper that you're working with. And we're working with B1. So I'm going to stick this in number 1, and I'm making sure that my arrow is pointing down, because remember, we're pointing towards our workspace. And then I want the letter B over here. So not A, but B. And I'm making sure my arrow is pointing to the right towards my workspace. All right. I have pre-cut my paper. And I'm going to do the one with the notch first. It's got a fewer cuts to do. So really, guys, what you do is you just slide your paper in. Oh, and this is important. Whatever the first number is here, because I've cut my paper to be 5 by 4.5. So by the time I get it cut and scored and folded and glued, it's going to be that 2.25 by 3.5 pouch. All right, so I've got a 5 by 4.5 piece of paper. The number that's listed first is the number you want to touch the number. Okay, so these are the numbers, these are the letters. So I want the 5 to be touching up here, and then my 4 to be touching over here. All right, so Emma has kindly found us some VersaFine. I'll pop this out real quick. Oh. Well, I think we're okay. I'll just get it off of me later. All right. So I don't know if that's going to help how you can see.
It's kind of fuzzy. I think that's good.
Yeah. But anyway, there's your 1, 2, 3. And here's your A, B, C, D, E, F. All right. So I'm going to put this back again, arrow pointing towards my workspace. Number 1 over here. Letter B over here, arrows pointing towards the workspace. And I'm going to put my paper in, and I'm going to set this down. This is kind of to hold the paper down, although it doesn't, I don't feel like it's sufficient. I just hold it myself. And your blade, guys, is this bit right here. And the fun thing about it is it's got 2 little knobs. The short one that does not have a blade actually fits into this track.
Oh.
And then the longer one with the blade runs along this track and makes your cuts. Okay, so popping that under, closing that down, and I'm going to stick my little nub here into the track, and I've got my blade into its track, and it's just shoop, and that's it.
Oh.
Okay, now the important thing here is to turn it so that the 5-inch side, it's not 5 inches anymore. We just cut 1.5 inches off, but the 5-inch side still has to be touching this number. So you're going to turn it like this and slide it back in. And if I want, I find that for me, cutting from the top to the bottom is a little more comfortable, but it cuts in both directions. So I can just keep going back and forth, or I could pick it up each time and put it back up here. All right, this is all the cutting I need to do for this one. And I will tell you that this is a solid bottom. So if you plop your blade back in here just for safekeeping,
It's not gonna
it's not going to stab a hole in your paper. All right, now this is the next feature. I'm going to take this and set this over here. These bits pull out so you can do your scoring.
Oh.
All right. And you're going to want to pull those out for sure. And what you do is you really just put it back where it was. Okay. And a couple things. You should be touching your guides with your paper. And this should be right about here. Now, if you set this aside willy-nilly and you come back and accidentally line it up this way, you see how you've got your paper is not with your with your cut anymore, with your cut line. So you've got it in the wrong way. All right, so stick it back that way. And I'm just going to score it. Now, there are some dots here. You can start following along the dots and then go onto your paper. I find it easier to start here in the trenches. I feel like it lines up for me a little bit better if I'm already in the groove when I score. So while I have it here, I'm scoring this side and I'm making a long flap that's going to ultimately close over and be one of my flaps. But while I still have it here, I'm going to go ahead and score this short flap that's going to be across the bottom. And then all I want to do is turn it back over and score this final flap. And now I have my little creases going the wrong way, but I'm not worried about that because do you guys have people that you watch on TV and they say certain things and you get those things stuck in your head? I can just hear Diane the Red saying burnish, 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 burnish. And I'm going to burnish so well that you're not going to be able to tell that I scored one on one side of the paper and one on the other side of the paper. It's all fine. All right. So I have pocket. I am going to go ahead and put my notch in the top real quick before I add my glue, just because I don't want to get glue on my tool. There are also guidelines here. I think you can see sort of the shine of them. So you've got lines where you can line this up and center it. And actually my lines are B. Okay. And it probably has to do with the fact that I've got that in notch B right there. So I'm lining it up here with B and just pushing down. And there it is. And of course,
the punch on one side, you would just leave it open while you punch it.
yes, you could do that if you wanted it just here. Now, there is a way to do. Okay. Somebody made a video, and I did not try to learn this last night because I was already half crazed by the time I got there.
In one night.
Right. So yeah. It's not, like I said, it's not hard. It's just that all the videos were frustrating because everybody got 10, 12 minutes in and we're like, oh, wait, I think I did this wrong. And it drove me lunatic. But there is a way, even with the pocket, if you wanted a notch right here. And she was showing but it's before you glue it, and it has to do with like punching half the hole and then punching up the other half of the hole. And she had all kinds of tips and stuff about it. But I did not. By the time we got there, my husband had already fled the room and gone to watch WNBA basketball with the animals out in the other part of the house, and we just weren't learning anything else last night. It was bedtime. So I've just put a trace of Barely Art glue right along the outside edge. The flaps don't overlap a whole bunch, maybe half an inch. So there is enough room to use runner tape if you prefer. But the Barely Art 1, 2, 3, 4, I mean, it's already dry. Well, not dry, but
It's
I don't have to sit here and hold it any farther. And then I'm just doing the very bottom here as well. I don't want to get it too close to in here because I don't want, a gift card to be sticking in it and stuff like that. But you can see I have successfully managed to make my cute little gift card thing. I can glue it down on my paper or whatever. Ooh, another thing I saw people do, and you would want them the same size, and mine are not the same size here, but I saw people take like a bunch and attach them together and have like one of those little fan out books where you got the little, where you can store things.
Perhaps another Roger stash.
Oh, maybe. Okay, so here we're going to go back and start over again. I'm going to use we're using the same measurements because I'm still making a gift card one. So I don't need to move my B and my 1. I'm just going to leave those there. But this time I have a little bit bigger piece of paper. Instead of 5 by 4, this is 5 by 4.5. because I'm going to trim off at the top and at the bottom, all 4 corners. And I do have an important tip about that. So hang on just a second. But the paper has to be a little bit longer because you've got to have enough to fold over. So I'm going to start off just the same. I'm plopping in here. I've got my 5-inch edge. Ooh, let me make sure that I do. My 5-inch edge. Yes. Here. The problem with the 5 and the 4.5 is they look so much alike. All right. I'm grabbing my blade. I'm putting my little stubby end into the plastic track. I'm putting my blade into the cutting track. I'm making my cut. I am flipping it over this way and making my second cut. And like I said, for me, it's easier to do top to bottom each time. Okay, and then I'm flipping over this way. Now listen, guys, this is important. You flip on the axis every time. You're going to go from here, flip on that vertical axis to here, and then when you're done, you're going to flip on that horizontal axis to here. If you start just rotating, okay, I'm not going to do it, but if you rotate, you get this cut at a completely, it's just wrong. It's just completely wrong, and it's not going to fold right. So make sure you go on the axis. So, all right, let's just look at it again. I had it like this, and I flipped it like this. So on that vertical axis, and now we're going to go horizontal. Okay, and we are never going to just rotate because that's going to give you the wrong.
Give it the wonk.
It got the wonk all right. I saw that happen about 12 times last night, including doing it a couple times myself. So anyway, so what's going to happen here is I've got these 2 short flaps you can see. So one of them is going to be my one that folds up to seal the bottom, and the other one's going to be the one that folds down. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing here. We're going to pull out our little legs and do our scoring, but we're going to have to do a little extra scoring here. I'm pushing this back up against my blue things. I'm making sure it's lined up with the cut line, and I'm just scoring here. Score here. Well, I've got it here. Now I'm going to flip it over this way, making sure I've got it lined up here. And I'm going to score here. Oh, by the way, I have been gluing these on the outside. And of course, if you've been a pocket or an envelope maker, you know that if you glue it on the inside, every time you try to stick something in, it's going to jam up down there. And then I'm scoring across here. So I do that. You can, if that bothers you, you can try to glue it on the inside. But you can also, like this one, I was using a really piece of faded paper, something that's old and been sitting in the sun for a while. And so, maybe I decorate this a different way, or I put a sticker down here if that bothers me, or, draw some doodles on it, or put my to from, who knows, or maybe this is the part that glues down. But if it bothers me, I can fix it, but it's not a problem. So I'm going to burnish. All right. Anybody else have a particular artist in your head? The other one is, I know a lot of you watch Natasha from Treasure Books. And of course, this is so silly. She has a husband who imitates Arnold Schwarzenegger and tells her to make a decision and just glue it down. And so what you end up having is Natasha imitating her husband, imitating Arnold. And now you've just listened to me imitate all of that. So aren't you silly people? So, yeah, right? Glue it down. All right, so I am just using the same technique here. I've got a little strip of glue. Again, you could use that runner tape if you wanted to. I'm just going to glue that down, hold it about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 seconds. And then I'm putting a little strip down here at the bottom, holding it about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 seconds. That is set enough. And I've got my folded flap on front, and I was thinking, wouldn't a wax seal be fun there? And so, oh yeah. Yes. Ta-da! Right, and you could put a little hole punch here and a hole punch here, tie it all together if you wanted, or Velcro, or whatever you want to do. anyway, that about sums us up for today, I think.
I'm curious what would happen if you did the full punch through the top flap. Like, would it just make a circle? Or would it cut all the way through the flap? I guess it depends on the size of the piece.
Well, I guess when you opened it, there would be a circle there, but I'm not sure why you'd want it.
No, exactly.
Questioning you, Emma. I'm questioning you. Yeah, yeah. Anyway, that's it. It's not that hard to use, but it is hard to find a decent video. It won't make you suffer.
What's the smallest size it'll make? And what's the largest size it'll make?
The smallest size is a 1.75 by 1.75 inch. And guys, here's the problem. You have to deal with your paper, right?
Right.
So if you start lining up your paper, right, if it's smaller than this, much smaller than this, like when I try to, like I can't, I can't get that in there. And so things start getting kind of wonky there.
And what's the biggest it'll make?
I'm sorry, 4 1/4 by 6 1/4.
Okay.
And so you're just moving these out. Okay. The smaller your envelope is, the closer these blue knobs are going to be. Knobs. There's my northern coming out. Sorry.
But that's good that you can fit a 4 by 6 picture in one of those pockets.
Right. That's true. So true. And so, you get it farther away for your bigger pieces of paper. Now you can slide it because your actual paper size for that big one is a 9 by 8.5. So really it's almost a whole printer size because your printer size is 8.5 by 11. So it's 1/2 inch off the short end and 2 inches off the other end.
It's like that because, they have an envelope punch and I love their envelope punch, but for some of the larger sizes, you have to use a 12 by 12 piece of paper, but not like the whole thing. It's like, it has to be like,
Right.
11 1/4 inches by like, just barely needing a big sheet of paper. And I hate to waste it. So I like that it,
Right.
you don't have to use the business.
Yeah.
You can.
The smallest piece of paper is 4 by 2.75. Or 4 by 2.25 if you're not doing a flap on it. So, it's a good range. And everything stores up really nicely. Your blade is just going to sit in that back there. This is going to fold up. And it actually, I don't know, this thing might be made with this. Who knows?
I think that's
that slides back in. The only thing that doesn't really have a spot is the directions, but you don't need them anymore. I just told you everything you needed to know. And that's going to slide in there. And this slides in here. And then I just put everything in a bag to transport it, including all my examples and stuff. I guess I should give the gift card back. But including all my examples, and you've got these little tabbies left over that you can do something with, or get your small hole punches and not waste their paper. That's it.
Well, thank you,
So,
Goblin.
You are so welcome. Let me get my stuff out of Melanie's way.
Wasn't that so much fun? I just love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. So Carolyn says, "Oh, another gadget I need." Yep, absolutely. So thank you, Goblin. Thank you, Goblin.
Carolyn.
Oh wait, what's her name? We have a new name for her. What's her name?
It's a Viking Princess. Damn it, Barbie Glitter Goblin.
Viking Princess. Damn it, Barbie Glitter Goblin the Third. Got it. All right. So thank you to
Viking Glitter.
I think we'll just shorten it to Goblin. So thank you for doing that wonderful demo for us. And then we will do a new product showcase next Saturday, but the following Saturday we'll be in Nashville. So if you want to see the new product showcase, you got to come to Nashville. Anyway, let us know. 20% off everything, including the Catherine Pooler inks. Don't tell Catherine Pooler. 20% off everything for the new product showcase for today and tomorrow only, Pocket 20. And hope to see you guys soon. Bye.
Bye.